First step 1979, Australian Elizabeth II 50-cent coin. Background: in the post-decimal era, Australia transitioned to a new currency system on the 14th of February 1966, adopting the Australian dollar and cent system to replace the pound, shillings and pence. As part of this shift, the 50-cent coin was introduced as the highest denomination in general circulation. The first 50-cent coin issued in 1966 was made of 80% silver, but it was quickly withdrawn due to its intrinsic metal value exceeding its face value. In 1969, the Royal Australian Mint resumed minting 50-cent coins, now dodecagonal double-sided and made of a alloy. To avoid this problem, the 1979 issue falls into this later series of non-silver dodecagonal 50-cent coins, which have become a consistent part of Australian coinage. Designer Arnold Machin portrait. The coin features the second official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, used from 1966 to 1984. The Queen is shown wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, facing right, a tradition that alternates with each new monarch. Inscription: Elizabeth to Australia 1979. This image symbolizes Australia's status as a constitutional monarchy and a member of the Commonwealth of Nations. Recognizing the monarch as the official head of state. Designer Stuart Devlin, the royal goldsmith and renowned designer. The reverse shows the Australian coat of arms, which features a shield containing the badges of the 6 Australian states, supported by a kangaroo and an emu, iconic native animals that are unable to walk backward, symbolizing national progress. A decorative scroll and ornate surrounding elements. The design reflects both the Federation of States and Australia's unique flora and fauna. Reinforcing a strong sense of national identity, the coin is minted and circulated in Australia, a continent located in the southern hemisphere and part of Oceania. The Royal Australian Mint, based in Canberra Act, is the sole producer of Australian circulating coins. Australia's vast mineral resources and stable economy allowed it to invest in high-quality minting processes. Coins like the 1979 50-cent represent Australia's evolution as a sovereign nation with growing independence, while still reflecting its ties to the British Crown. Total mintage in 1979, 25,056,000. Coins composition: 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight: 15.55 grams. Diameter: 31.65 thickness, 2.5 edge. Plain smooth shape. Dodecagonal 12-sided. The 1979 coin is not rare in circulated condition, but clean and uncirculated examples are increasingly appreciated by collectors. Due to their vintage status and the quality of Devlin's reverse design, coin condition dramatically influences value and collectability. These coins have passed through everyday transactions, typically show signs of surface wear, loss of luster, possible scratches, or nicks. Value: generally close to face value 50 cents. AUD, unless in very good condition. Mint-state coins graded MS62, MS67 or higher are well preserved with no wear. May still exhibit bag marks or minting imperfections. These are often found in mint rolls, proof or uncirculated sets issued by the Royal Australian Mint. Value can range from $3 to $15 AUD, depending on grade and market demand. Features highly polished planchette, mirror finish, and frosted design. These were not issued for general circulation and are valued higher, $20 to $50 AUD, or more depending on packaging and preservation. While not among the rarest coins, the 1979 50-cent coin appeals to collectors of Queen Elizabeth II series, collectors of Australian decimal currency, people assembling year sets, investors interested in pre-modern Australian coinage. This coin represents a transitional moment in Australian history, a time when Australia was asserting more cultural and political independence while maintaining its traditions. The 1979 Australian 50-cent coin is more than just a piece of currency. It's a symbol of Australia's heritage, sovereignty, and identity. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, this coin tells a story of royalty and republic, wilderness and order, tradition and modernity. Its enduring design and sturdy composition mean it continues to hold both new and sentimental value, a tangible link between the past and the present. Would you like a printable version or want this information in the form of a collector's guide PDF? Nest Up 1996 Australian 50-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Covering its coins are more than just tools of commerce, they are miniature time capsules, bearing witness to a nation's heritage. political symbolism, and technological evolution. Among the many coins circulating in modern Australia, the 1996 Australian 50-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is both a common denomination and a fascinating object of numismatic interest. Let's take a deep dive into this coin's history, design, production, and its role in the daily lives of Australians, both in circulation and as an uncirculated collectible. Australia transitioned to decimal currency on February 14, 1966, replacing the pounds, shillings, and pence system. The 50-cent coin was introduced that same year, originally struck in 80% silver, which made it unusually heavy and valuable for its face value. This first version was quickly withdrawn due to its high silver content, and by 1969 the coin was reissued in a copper-nickel alloy with a distinctive dodecagonal 12-sided shape, making it instantly recognizable in the hand and by touch. As a constitutional monarchy, Australia has featured the reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, on all its coins since her accession in 1952. Her effigy has changed over time, reflecting her age and adapting to new artistic styles. The 1996 50-cent coin bears the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Macloff, used from 1985 until 1998. Australia, as the sixth largest country in the world, spans a vast and diverse geography, from arid deserts to lush rainforests and coastal cities. Its currency, including the 50-cent coin, circulates from the remote outback to metropolitan centres like Sydney and Melbourne. The coin embodies national unity, as it carries the Australian coat of arms, representing all 6 states: New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, and Tasmania. The kangaroo and emu flanking the shield symbolise forward motion. Neither animal can move backward, easily underscoring Australia's commitment to progress. Portrait Queen Elizabeth I. Artist Raphael Macloff. Third official portrait inscriptions. Elizabeth II and Australia 1996. Macloff's portrayal was somewhat idealized, featuring a regal and dignified queen adorned with the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara design. Australian coat of arms artist Stuart Devlin. The official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. Key elements: kangaroo and emu supporters shield, with symbols of Australia's state's Commonwealth star above the shield. No denomination is written numerically on the coin, only its shape and context indicate its value composition. 75% copper, 25% nickel. Copper-nickel mass, 15.55 grams diameter, 31.65 m thickness, approximately 2.55 m. Plain, not mill shape, dodecagonal 12-sided. This size and weight make it one of the largest and heaviest circulating coins in the Australian currency system. Total mintage in 1996, approximately 25,590,000. These coins were minted for general circulation by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. The 1996 50-cent coin is not considered rare, but it remains a favorite among collectors for completing date sets, especially in brilliant uncirculated or mint condition. Due to its large mintage, most Australians would have encountered this coin in everyday transactions through the late 1990s and early 2000s. Over time, circulation wear reduces sharpness and detail, particularly on the high points of the Queen's portrait and the intricate coat of arms. In circulated condition, 1996 50-cent coins often show signs of moderate to heavy wear, dulling of the luster, and small nicks or scratches. Value in circulated condition is typically face value to 50 cents. Collectors may still seek lightly circulated examples with sharp detail and no major damage. Uncirculated or mint state MS coins show no wear from handling. They retain full original mint luster and sharp strike detail. These coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from MS60 to MS70, with MS70 being flawless. Mint sets released in 1996 by the Royal Australian Mint contain pristine examples and are popular among collectors. Circulated 50 cents, $1 brilliant. Uncirculated BOO, $2 Australian dollars for Ms. 6.5 or higher, PCGS NGC certified, $5 151,996 Australian dollars. Mint sets with full year's coins, $25 40 Australian dollars. Note: prices fluctuate based on demand, collector interest, and numismatic markets. While there are no major known errors or varieties for the 1996 50-cent coin, collectors always examine coins for any error. Coins can significantly boost value depending on rarity and visual impact. The 1996 Australian 50-cent coin stands as a durable, iconic piece of Australia's decimal currency history. Though common in circulation, its design, symbolism, and representation of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign granted cultural and historic weight for collectors. It marks a midpoint in the coinage of the 1990s, nestled between major commemorative issues and technological shifts in minting for everyday Australians. It remains a nostalgic reminder of a monarch, a nation's evolving identity, and a currency system that helped shape modern Australia. Whether found in a coin jar, inherited from a parent's collection, or displayed in a velvet-lined case, the 1996 50-cent coin continues to tell a rich story of queens and emblems, of heritage and design, and of a country always moving forward. Would you like a printable version or a video script format of this? Next up, 1976 Australian 50-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. The 1976 Australian 50-cent coin is a significant piece in Australia's numismatic and cultural history. Bearing the image of Queen Elizabeth II, it reflects the ongoing evolution of Australian currency, identity, and political heritage. This coin is part of a decimal system introduced in 1966, marking Australia's transition from its British colonial monetary system to a more modern decimal-based structure. Decimalisation and coin evolution. In 1966, Australia transitioned from the imperial system of pounds, shillings and pence to the decimal system, introducing dollars and cents. The original 50-cent coin from 1966 was made of 80% silver, but due to rising silver prices, it was quickly withdrawn from circulation. From 1969 onwards, the 50-cent coin was reintroduced in a new shape and composition. Shape, dodecagonal 12-sided composition, copper-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. This version continued to be used through 1976, and is the version discussed in this script. The coin's design incorporates powerful symbols of Australian identity. Obverse front features Queen Elizabeth II, Australia's head of state in 1976. Facing right, this portrait was designed by Arnold Machen, a British artist and sculptor. His effigy was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984. Reverse back, designed by Stuart Devlin. The reverse features the Australian coat of arms, which includes a kangaroo and emu, iconic native animals that symbolize forward movement, as neither can walk backward easily. A shield bearing the badges of Australia's 6 states, a Commonwealth star above the shield. The coin's artwork highlights Australia's federal structure and its ties to the British monarchy. Mintage, 1976. Approximately 43,884,000 coins were minted. These coins were minted at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, the only official mint in Australia at the time. The 50-cent coin was, and remains, one of the largest and heaviest circulating coins in Australia. The coin was widely used for large purchases and in vending machines. It was popular due to its high value and unique shape, making it easy to distinguish by touch. Circulated 1976. 50-cent coins are very common. Value in circulated condition typically ranges between 50 cents odd and $2 a unit, depending on wear and visibility of details. These coins have little to no collectible premium unless they have errors or are in unusually good condition. Uncirculated specimens, often sourced from mint sets, are more valuable. Value can range between $8 a UD to $20 a UD in 2025, depending on luster, strike quality, and demand. A high-grade MS Mint State coin graded by a professional body like PCGS or NGC might fetch more, around $30, $50 a UD, especially in grades MS65+. No official proof. 50-cent coin was released to the general public in 1976, but a few may exist from special mint sets or private collections. The 1976 50-cent coin is not considered rare, but it holds value for completist collectors assembling full-year sets. Collectors of Queen Elizabeth II coinage, particularly during the Mackin portrait years, those interested in Australian federal symbols and heraldry. No major mint errors or varieties are widely reported for the 1976 issue, which keeps prices stable. In 1976, Australia was still closely tied to the British monarchy but increasingly asserting its cultural independence. The coin's imagery reinforced a national identity based on native fauna and political federation. Inflation in the 1970s also increased reliance on higher denomination coins like the 50-cent piece. enhancing its role in daily transactions. Aspect summary: year 1976, monarch Queen Elizabeth II portrait Arnold, Machin effigy reverse Australian coat of arms Stuart Devlin, mintage 43.88 million, shape 12-sided dodecagon metal copper nickel, circulated value 50 cents, $2 or uncirculated value $8, $20 plus. A hoodie historical relevance part of post-decimalisation series. The 1976 Australian 50-cent coin serves as a tangible connection to a pivotal era in Australia's development as a modern nation. While it may not be rare or exceptionally valuable in circulated condition, its symbolism, design quality, and link to Queen Elizabeth II's reign make it a worthy addition to any collection. Its large size, distinct shape, and strong imagery continue to embody Australia's economic and cultural narrative as it transitioned from a Commonwealth dependency to a more independent, self-defining society. Would you like images of the coin, or comparisons with other years like 1966 or 1988, for contrast? The second last step, 1969, Australian 50-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, denomination, 50-cent share of issue, 1969, country, Australia, monarch, Queen Elizabeth, IA, metal composition, copper nickel, Cooney, mass 55 grams, diameter 31.65, unshaped dodecagonal, dozy-sided edge, plain mintage, approximately 14 million. Designer Obverse, Arnold, Machin designer, reverse, Stuart Devlin. The Australian 50-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, coinciding with Australia's conversion from the pound to the decimal currency system. The first 50-cent coins were round and struck in 80% silver. Due to a spike in silver prices, the coin's intrinsic metal value quickly surpassed its face value, leading to mass hoarding and eventual withdrawal from circulation. In response, the Royal Australian Mint reissued the coin in 1969, this time with a 12-sided dodecagonal shape and a base metal composition of copper nickel to differentiate it from the earlier silver version. The 1969 coin was only the second year the new shape and alloy were used. After a 2-year hiatus in 1967 and 1968 where number 50-cent coins were produced at all, the resumption in 1969 marked an important continuation of the decimal system and solidified the distinct shape of the 50-cent coin, making it easily distinguishable by touch and sight. These coins circulated nationwide across Australia, including major urban centres like Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, and Adelaide. Rural and remote communities territories, such as the Northern Territory and Tasmania, the coins were used in everyday transactions and became a standard denomination in wallets, cash tills, and vending machines throughout the country. The 1969 coin was part of Australia's second generation of decimal coinage. Being a base metal coin, it did not carry intrinsic bullion value. Despite a relatively high mintage, 14 million, many coins were later melted down, lost, or heavily worn, especially in the 1970s and 80s. Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II design, by British sculptor Arnold Machin, Elizabeth II, Australia 1969. This portrait was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984. Design, Australian coat of arms designer Stuart Devlin, Royal Goldsmith to the Queen. Features, shield with 6 parts representing Australian states, a kangaroo and an emu supporting the shield. Crown at the top. The design reflects Australian national identity and sovereign note. No official proof versions of the 1969 50-cent coin were released to the public, but specially struck collector pieces in exceptional condition may fetch a premium. Highly durable copper-nickel alloy makes it common in circulated form, but pristine examples are becoming scarcer. The 12-sided shape is unique in Australian coinage, making this series visually and tactically distinct. Often collected as part of a full decimal set or in pursuit of different years of the dodecagonal series, its status as a transitional coin post-silver era makes it historically significant. The 1969 50-cent Australian coin stands as a cornerstone in the post-silver evolution of Australian currency. Its large size, unique shape, and national emblem make it an iconic piece of numismatic history. While millions were minted, high-grade and uncirculated coins are prized by collectors today. This coin reflects Australia's move away from precious metal coinage, the development of a visually unique and accessible decimal system, a consistent representation of Queen Elizabeth II's monarchy for historians, collectors, and even casual enthusiasts. The 1969 50-cent coin represents a physical symbol of currency reform, national identity, and monetary evolution in mid-20th century Australia. Would you like a printable collector sheet, grading guide, or a price trend chart over the years for this coin? The last step, 1999 Australian Elizabeth II 50-cent coin. The 1999 Australian 50-cent coin bearing the image of Queen Elizabeth II is a dodecagonal 12-sided coin struck in cupronickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. It continues Australia's iconic 50-cent series that began in 1969 and remains an integral part of the nation's coinage. While this coin might appear ordinary at first glance, it sits at an interesting point in Australia's numismatic and historical timeline. The coin embodies the late 20th century continuation of royal tradition in Australia and the nation's evolving identity heading into the 21st century. Designer, Ian Rank Broadley Introduction Year, 1999. This portrait replaced the Raphael McClough portrait used from 1985 to 1998. Design features, realistic depiction of Queen Elizabeth II wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Inscription, Elizabeth, Segunda Australia 1999, surrounds the portrait. This marked the first year the Rank Broadley effigy appeared on Australian coinage, which aimed for a more mature and realistic likeness of the Queen. It became the standard for the next 2 decades. Designer, Stuart Devlin. Design features, the Australian coat of arms, featuring a kangaroo and an emu representing forward movement as neither animal can walk backward, a shield with symbols representing the 6 Australian states, a 7-pointed Commonwealth star above the shield. This reverse design remained unchanged since 1966 and serves as a visual representation of the Australian Federation. In 1999, Australia was amid a growing conversation around national identity, independence, and its ties to the British monarchy. That same year, Australians voted in a referendum on becoming a republic, which ultimately failed, meaning Queen Elizabeth II remained Australia's head of state. Thus, the 1999 50-cent coin is not only monetary but symbolic. The updated portrait of the Queen coincided with these national debates and reflects Australia's retained constitutional monarchy, minted by Royal Australian Mint Canberra Circulation mintage, approximately 29.3 million coins. Purpose, general circulation. These coins were widely distributed across Australia and used for everyday transactions. Due to their large size and weight, 50-cent coins are among the most substantial coins in circulation globally. Coins that have never been in circulation and show nowhere are graded as uncirculated or mint state. In this state, luster remains intact. Details, especially the Queen's facial features and the fine elements of the coat of arms, are sharp. No scratches or contact marks from usage. Market value approximate. As of mid-2025, uncirculated, $2 to $5 odd. Depending on quality. Mint set coins from 1999 RAM uncirculated sets, often more valuable due to pristine strike and packaging. There are no known major errors or varieties for the 1999 50-cent coin that have significantly influenced value. However, first-year Rank Broadley Obverse adds mild collector appeal, often included in year sets, which are popular among hobbyists and historians alike. While not particularly rare or highly valuable, the 1999 50-cent coin remains a staple in Australian pocket change. Transitional piece, marking a shift in royal portraiture, a tangible representation of Australia's cultural ties to Britain at the brink of the 21st century. Its historical placement amid debates over republicanism adds further symbolic depth for collectors with a passion for coins as artifacts of political identity. Featured 8-year 1999 Obverse Queen Elizabeth II, Ian Rank Broadley Reverse Australian Coat of Arms, Stuart Devlin Metal CUPRO-nickel shape 12-sided mintage ~29.3 million. Value, circulated 50 cents AUD. Value, uncirculated $2 to 5 AUD or more in sets. Collected. Popular for portrait change and historical context. Would you like a visual reference or a PDF version of this script for printing or educational use?
The first step. It appears there may be a small confusion. There is no Liberty $50 minted in 1971 by the U.S. Mint. Here's a breakdown of what likely relates to your query and the full context regarding U.S. $50 around that year. The Kennedy $50 was introduced in 1964, following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. The 1971 Kennedy $50 was the first year the coin was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, rather than 40% silver, used from 1965-1970. It was part of the regular coinage issued for circulation by the U.S. Mint. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar was minted at Philadelphia. Minter, no mint mark. Denver Mint, D mint mark. San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Proof only. Composition: copper-nickel clad, outer layer, over a pure copper core diameter, 30.6 meter weight, 1134 grams edge. Reeded designer, Gilroy Roberts. Obverse, frank condition, typical market value. Over 155 million were minted for circulation, common in circulated condition. Value in circulated grade, usually face value $0.50, possibly up to $1 depending on condition. Uncirculated, MS60, MS65, 115 depending on mint mark and condition. Proof from San Francisco, can be worth $4.15 if cameo or deep cameo. Used on U.S. half-dollars. Philadelphia, no mint mark until recent decades. Denver, D. San Francisco, S. Mainly proof issues in 1971. Carson City, CC. Not used in 1971, but historically significant. New Orleans, O. Historic mint. Used for earlier half-dollars like Liberty seated script on the coin. Liberty. In God We Trust, United States of America. A pluribus unum, half-dollar, a tribute detail coin. Name Kennedy half-dollar, year 1971. Composition copper. Nickel-clad mint marks, no mark. Philadelphia, D. S. Proof. Circulation mintage over 155 million. Circulated value, 0 and 50, 1 uncirculated value. 1/15 MS condition or proof. Not a Liberty half. No Liberty half-dollar minted in 1971. Would you like help identifying the coin you have based on an image? The second last step, the Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, shortly after President John F. Kennedy's assassination in November 1963. It replaced the Franklin half-dollar. Design, obverse, front, features President Kennedy's profile, designed by Gilroy Roberts. The reverse features the presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparro. Purpose: the coin was intended both as a circulating denomination and a commemorative piece honoring JFK, nationwide circulation. Although produced for general circulation, by the 1970s the half-dollar saw limited everyday use in commerce across the U.S. Most were hoarded as collectibles, banks and casinos. The coin remained popular in banks and casinos, especially in Las Vegas, for use in slot machines and gambling. International use. Some U.S. territories and foreign U.S. military bases used half-dollars more commonly than mainland states. Here are the mint marks and their respective mints for 1972. Kennedy half-dollars. Mint mark location. Mintage notes: no mint mark. Philadelphia, 153.18 million. Regular strike. No mint mark. DD Denver, 41.89 million. Also widely circulated. S. Proof. San Francisco, 0.26 million. Proof only. Mirror finish, for collectors. S. Silver clad. San Francisco, special mint set. NA in 1972. No silver version in 1972. All are copper nickel special errors. All mints. Rare includes double dies, off-center strikes, etc. Note: all 1972 half-dollars are copper-nickel clad, unlike earlier 1964 silver issues. Composition: 75% copper, 25% nickel, clad over a pure copper core. Diameter: 30 sigma. Weight: 11.34 grams. Edge. Reeded circulated condition. Typical value: 0.50 to 150 depending on where. Common finds. Most 1972 half-dollars were circulated. They show signs of wear and have low numismatic value. Uncirculated, mint state condition. Grades: MS60, MS65. Value ranges from $2 to 10. Higher grades, MS66 plus. Can fetch 20 to 100 plus depending on luster and strike. Quality proof coins, S mint. Sell for $4 to $10 in PF65 condition grading. PCGS and NGC are top grading companies that certify these coins. Would you like a visual reference or a pricing chart for each condition and mint? The Liberty half-dollar you're referencing, dated 1985, does not officially exist in regular U.S. coin circulation. The U.S. Mint did not produce any Liberty half-dollar with a 1985 date as part of its circulating coinage. However, you may be referencing one of a few possibilities. Kennedy half-dollar, 1985. The Kennedy half-dollar has featured the image of President John F. Kennedy since 1964 and was the only half-dollar minted for circulation in 1985. Obverse. Front design. Portrait of John F. Kennedy. Inscriptions: Liberty in God We Trust and the year 1985. Reverse back. Design: Presidential seal, eagle with shield, arrows, olive branches. Inscriptions: United States of America, half-dollar. 1985 Kennedy half-dollar. Detailed information: geography and minting locations. Philadelphia Mint, P, no mint mark. Denver Mint, D, D mint mark. San Francisco Mint, S. Proof coins. Only with S mint mark. Circulation and mintage numbers: Philadelphia, P. 18.4 million Denver, D. 2.8 million San Francisco, S. 3.3 million, proof only. Total mintage in 1985 was lower than previous decades due to the declining popularity of half-dollars in circulation. Composition and specifications. Metal: copper nickel clad, outer layer. Of 75% copper, 25% nickel bonded to an inner core of pure copper. Diameter: 30.6 millimeter. Weight: 11.34 grams. Edge: reeded circulated versus uncirculated conditions. Condition description value: as of 2025, circulated visible wear. Often used in daily transactions: $0.50, $1 uncirculated, MS60 to MS65. No wear, full luster, stored well, $1, 5+, proof, S mint. Highly polished, mirror-like finish, made for collectors, $4, 10+ script of 5 mint marks, used historically. On half-dollars. Here are 5 U.S. mint marks that appear on half-dollars, though not all were used in 1985. P, Philadelphia D, Denver S, San Francisco, proof coins. Dora, New Orleans, used pre-1909 CC. Carson City, used in 1800s. Summary: there was no Liberty half-dollar issued in 1985 under that name, but the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar is what fits the description. These coins are mostly common, but uncirculated, or proof versions are modestly valued among collectors. Would you like help identifying a specific coin if you have a photo?